Have you ever wondered why do you feel fear faster than confidence? And why does one loss feels or hurt more than five consecutive wins? Especially in the trading environment, right? So why it exactly happens like that? It's not because of you, it's because of your conditioning of your brain. And that's what we are going to cover today. So stay with me, and by the end of the video, you'll have all the answers that is required. Okay, so as you can see, the topic of the day that we are going to cover is conditioning your mind to experience more positive emotions. And it is the continuation from the series in which we are covering the book by Thibaut Muris, and the name of the book is Mastery of Emotion, and this is the 14th chapter. Now, try to if you'll simply start. Okay, so try to see that a thought about a person or event is merely a thought about that person or event. It is a thought about them that makes you feel the way you do. To change the way you feel, change the way you think. Okay, so that's the kickstart of our today's session. This is the line from Vernon Howard, The Power of Your Supermind. We have discussed how emotions are formed, and we have introduced a process you can use to release your negative emotions. Now let's see how you can condition your mind to start experiencing and intensifying positive emotions in your life. You are what you think about most of the time. Now, that's why it is very important to control your thoughts, right? Because it's like constantly you're putting your energy into thoughts, and ultimately in one way or another way it will become the reality, right? So for thousands of years, mystics have told us we are the results of our thoughts. Buddha allegedly said, what you think you become. The essayist and poet Ralph Waldo Emerson said, we become what we think about all day long. While Mahatma Gandhi said, a man is but the product of his thoughts. Now, in his classic book, As a Man Thinketh, James Allen wrote, let a man radically alter his thoughts, and he will be astonished at the rapid transformation it will effect in the material conditioning of his life. Man, imagine that thought can be kept secret, but it cannot. It rapidly crystallizes into habit, and habit solidifies into circumstances. Like, so basically, only a thought in repeated manner, like you're putting your energy into a particular thought throughout the day and throughout a month and throughout your life, like not life, basically for a span of time. So ultimately it will become reality. Now you are in the driving seat because you are going to choose the right thoughts, you'll put the right energy into right thoughts, and you'll get the desired results. Okay, now to take control of your emotions, it is essential you understand the role of your thoughts play in generating emotions in general. Now we are going to understand the logic behind it, and then it will become the part of our mental system or belief system. Then it will be easy for us to, you know, put our work into it. Your thoughts activate certain emotions, and these emotions in turn generate more thoughts. Thoughts and emotion then feed each other. For instance, if believe the thought I'm not good enough will generate negative emotions such as shame or guilt. Conversely, when you feel ashamed for not being good enough, you'll attract more thoughts in line with that belief. You'll focus on the things you believe you aren't good enough, good you aren't good at, or remember and dwell on past failures. This in turn will strengthen your erroneous behave or belief. Okay, thoughts generate emotions, and emotions dictate your actions. If you feel you don't deserve a promotion, you won't ask for it. If you believe a man, okay, this is very important. If you believe you don't deserve a promotion, you won't ask for it. If you believe a man or woman is out of your league, you won't ask him or her out. So basically, you are killing the very possibility of winning in one way or another. You're just killing the possibility in the very nascent stage. You're not even trying to achieve the goal because in your mind you're thinking, okay, okay, this person is out of my league. This particular position is out of my reach. I don't deserve this promotion. So you are feeding your negative emotions, and you are not going to work for your betterment. And ultimately, you'll see that you're stuck in the same loop all over again. Now, in a nutshell, this is the way thoughts work. They generate emotions that dictate your actions and shape your reality. While this may not be obvious to you in the short term, in the long term, you'll realize your thoughts have a tremendous impact in your life. I can relate to this part, and I am very sure that you all are also relating to it. Thoughts and emotions determine your future. Humans process a power no other living beings have. their imagination. We can use our thoughts to manifest things and turn the invisible into visible. However, a thought in itself isn't enough to manifest things or circumstances. See, whenever we say the word manifestation, the thing that comes to people's mind, or like the general, what I can say, general way to define manifestation, or general thought that is flowing around manifestation in people, is that manifestation is simply thinking about what you are trying to achieve in the future. No, it's not simple thinking. Thinking is just the first process. Then you'll have to put your actions into that thinking, and then it will lead to success or whatever the desired result that you are aspiring to get, right? So however, a thought in itself isn't enough to manifest things or circumstances. It must be fueled with an energy in the form of emotion, such as enthusiasm, excitement, passion, or happiness. For this reason, someone enthusiastic about his or her dream will achieve more than a pessimistic and unmotivated person. Now this is the very crux what I was trying to convey so far, right? Because what happens basically, this reason, some enthusiastic about his or her dream will achieve more than a pessimistic and unmotivated person. Successful people constantly focus on what they want with positive expectation, while unsuccessful people focus on what they don't want or what they lack. The latter are afraid of having a lack of money, talent, time, or any other resources they may need to achieve their goals. As a result, pessimists accomplish far less than they are capable of achieving. Okay. Now, thus, one of the most important skills you can master is your ability to control your thoughts and emotions. This entails understanding what your emotions are, how they work, and what purpose they serve. Later, we'll discuss how you can use your emotions as a tool for personal growth. Depositing positive thoughts in your mind. Confident people deposit positive thoughts in their mind each day. They celebrate their small wins and treat themselves with compassion and respect. Naturally, they expect good things to happen. On the other hand, people with low self esteem bombard their mind while with disempowering thoughts. They discard their accomplishment as no big deal and fail to recognize their strength and the positive intent behind their actions. No wonder they feel unworthy. For more information, read section not being good enough. Okay, both use their thoughts to distort reality, but who you think is better off? The person who deposits positive thoughts in their mind, or the person who dwells on negative thoughts? Obviously, the first one, right? Does it mean positive thinking is going to solve all your problems and eliminate your negative emotions once and for all? Of course not. Okay, that's not the basic idea. Okay, thought manipulation is simply one of the tools you can use to master your emotions. The limit of positive thinking. Repeating to yourself, I am happy, I am happy, I am happy all day along won't turn you into living Buddha. You may benefit from it, but you'll still experience negative emotions unless you know how to deal with negative emotions. When they appear, you'll fall prey to your own disempowering stories. This story could be why you're such a loser, or why insert your favorite disempowering story here. Like whatever you think is not working for you now and didn't work out in the past as well. Interestingly, people are often addicted to their story, even the negative ones, and are unable to let go of the why because they are fundamentally flawed. Will never be happy because insert your favorite story, like whatever you can relate with, aren't worthy of love, are never going to make it, and will never get married, and so on. Like it can vary from person to person, but you got the general crux. I can guarantee you are addicted to a story. Now we will discuss how you can condition your mind to experience more positive emotion. After that, we'll see how you can deal with negative emotions as they arise. Now, this is the action part that we are figuring out. Okay, we are seeking a solution over here. So I need all of you to focus in this particular reading. Okay, now to condition your mind, the first step is to decide what emotions you want to experience more of. Do you want to be happier, more motivated, more proactive? The second step is to put in place a specific program to allow you to practice your chosen emotion. The final step is to practice feeling that emotion every day. Now, author try to give us the three action plan. First of all, we have to find out which emotion we want to feel. Whatever you choose, it's up to you. Again, if you want to feel happier, think about the happy emotion. Motivation, so think about motivation or whatever. Okay, now the second one, you have to place a specific program to allow you to experience your chosen emotion. Like for an example, you want to be happy, so that means you'll have to Do certain things that makes you happy. For someone it can be as simple as playing cricket, for someone it can be as easy as watching their favorite Netflix series or whatever, right? And similarly, after that, the final step is to practice feeling that emotion every day. Now every day you have to feel this emotion. Okay, feeling the same emotion over and over allows you to better access it. Neuroscience has shown that experiencing the same thought or emotion repeatedly strengthens the corresponding neutral pathways, easing future access to that future or emotion, or access to that thought or emotion. Put it simply, the more you experience an emotion, the easier it becomes to generate. That's where daily conditioning comes into play. To condition your mind to experience positive emotions, you can use the method we introduced earlier. Interpretation plus identification plus repetition is equals to strong emotion. Now, here is how to use the formula in the situation. We have learned about this formula in the previous chapters as well, right? If you remember. Now, first of all, what is interpretation? Visualizing certain events or generating particular thoughts you see as positive. Okay, then you have to identify, like identification part, identifying with these events or thoughts by feeling the way you want to feel. To do this, you can use all the techniques we mentioned in this section, what impacts your emotions, such as positive affirmation and visualization. Okay, repetition. Keep repeating the same thoughts and identifying with them. By doing so, you allow your mind to access the related emotions more easily. Below are some example of practices you can use based on how you want to feel. First of all, let's say gratitude. You want to feel gratitude. To feel more gratitude or grateful, make gratitude a daily routine. Every morning, focus on what you are grateful for. Now, this is something that I have read in many books and I have heard it from many people that, like, write down three things you are grateful for in every morning, because it will generate that feeling of gratefulness on a daily basis, right? So you are just not identifying it, you are repeating it as well. Okay, so we are like, it is comprising of all three parts. We are doing the interpretation, then we are identifying also, and then we are repeating as well. Just write down three things on the daily basis. It can be as small as possible, as big as you think it should be, right? But make a habit of writing down the things that you are grateful for on a daily basis. Okay, three at least. If you want to write more, do it. Okay, now why I'm saying it, do it on the daily basis, because this repetition will make your mind to access this emotion very easily, right? Now, to feel more grateful, make gratitude a daily routine. Every morning, focus on what you are grateful for. The more you practice, the better you will be able to focus on the positive side of things. Sadly, most of us know we should be grateful, but we aren't. That's why we must cultivate gratitude. As the late Jim Rohn said, our emotions needs to be as educated as our intellect. Here are some exercises you can use to cultivate a feeling of gratitude. Write down things you're grateful for. Take a pen and a piece of paper, or even better, a dedicated notebook, and write down at least three things you for which you're grateful. Okay, I was not aware of this part. Okay, I'm also reading this book for the first time. So yeah, you can write down three things that you're grateful for. This will help you focus on the positive side of things. Okay, thank people who crossed your life. Okay, close your eyes and think of people you have met. Okay, and as you picture them one after the other, thank them while acknowledging at least one good thing they did for you. Okay, if you happen to picture people you don't like, thank them anyway and still look for one good they did for you. It could be making you stronger or teaching you a specific lesson. Don't try to control your thoughts. Simply let the faces of people you know come to your mind. Release any resentment you feel or have felt. Don't hold grudges. Okay, this is not just this is something that I'm telling you, not just on the basis of this book, but in general as well. Please don't hold grudges against anyone, because that will create negative emotions inside you only, right? Okay, you can work hard, you can try to, get positive outcomes in your life, but don't hold grudge against anyone. All right, so that's one thing that I wanted to say. Now, release any resentment you feel or have felt. I have tried it, that's why I'm saying it. This is very important. And even now also sometimes I feel this, but consciously I am diverting that energy into some positive side. Okay, for example, let's say I have some kind of, not hatred. Hatred is very strong emotion. I'll say, let's say I have disliking towards some person specifically. So I'll, rather than completely having this disliking about that person, I'll simply deviate my thinking to some other person. And even if I'm thinking about this person, I'll try to it might come across superficial, but it's not. I'll try to thank that person once I'm mature enough to make me feel stronger, and what I can say, coming out of this loop of negative emotions. If I'm not at that stage, I'll simply try to deviate my energy into something else. I'll not try to control my emotion. I'll just simply deviate my energy into something else. Okay, select one item in your room and think of the amount of work and number of people involved in the process of creating it and delivering it to you. For instance, if you select a chair, think of all the work necessary to create it. Some people had to design it, others had to find the raw materials, and others had to assemble it. Truck drivers had to deliver it to the store. The store employee had to display it and promote it. You or someone else had to go and collect it. The car you drove also had to be built by other people, and so on. Think of how you benefit from this chair. Remember a time you were so tired and you couldn't wait to sit. Didn't it feel great when you could finally sit? Thanks to the chair, you can not only sit, but you can also use your computer, write, read, drink coffee, or have a pleasant conversation with your friends. Now, this is one very basic example. Okay, you can modify a car, like you can use other examples as well as per your liking. Now, D, listening to gratitude song guided meditation. Okay, listen to gratitude meditation. Search gratitude meditation on YouTube. You'll easily find it. Sometimes you lose excitement. Now, we are going to talk about excitement. Sometimes you lose excitement. You feel as though you are running in circles, trapped in the same old routine. To generate more excitement, spend a little time every morning visualizing all the things you want. Get excited about these things. Below are several ways to do it. Please note this should be a practice on a regular basis. Okay, all right. Write down what you want. Take a pen and piece of paper and write what I want at the top of the page. Then write down anything you can think of that excites you. Visualize what you want. Ask yourself, what do I really want? And visualize all the things you desire. Try to be more specific, like as specific as possible. Clarity is power. Think of your ideal career, relationship, or lifestyle, or any goals you want to accomplish in the coming decade or beyond. Create a goals, dreams journal. Buy a notebook and write down your goals in each area of your life. Review them each morning and keep adding pictures, drawing, or anything else to foster your enthusiasm. Vividly envision your ideal day. What would you eat for breakfast? How would you spend your day? With whom would you spend your day? What would you do in the evening? Where would you live? How would you feel? You can have several versions of your ideal day. Just make sure each version excites you. Okay, like on the daily basis, I'm not saying it make it will become monotonous for you after a while. So write down everything that is coming to your mind on that particular day that you feel is very exciting to you. Okay, now, confidence, certainty. If you want to have more confidence in your ability to achieve your goals, visualize yourself as having already accomplished them and feel good about it. Practice developing a sense of certainty. Commit to your vision in your mind. Each time you visualize your goal, give the energy of commitment to it. Know it's going to happen. Self esteem. To boost your self esteem, keep track of your daily accomplishments. You do many things right, but you tend only to remember things you do wrong. No wonder your self esteem suffers. Buy a notebook and dedicate it to this purpose. Record your accomplishments every day. It can be as small as I helped a needy person today. I decided to complete a task and I completed that task. So it can be anything small. Okay. Some example of accomplishment would be I woke on time. I ate some fruit. I cleaned my desk. I completed project I exercise, I completed my morning ritual, and or I read, whatever you feel like. Okay, it just, you're giving yourself the positive affirmation. As you can see, you don't have to write down anything big. In fact, by writing down small accomplishment, you condition your mind to look for more wins, which over time enhances your self-esteem. So if you feel like self-esteem is something that you have to work on, then this is the pathway for you. Try small, and trust me, this is going to be really helpful for you in a longer term. Just try to have faith into it and try to follow it for at least 21 days. Okay. For more exercises related to self-esteem, refer to the section not feeling good enough. Decisiveness. As you practice being more decisive, you'll boost your productivity, which will affect your well-being, as we'll see in the section procrastination. Stalling can create a lot of emotional suffering. To become more decisive, you can use the 5-second rule, introduced by Mel Robbins in her book of the same name. In it, Mel Robbins argues there is only rule when it comes to productivity, success, or getting everything you ever wanted. You have to do something whether you feel like it or not. If you can do the things you don't feel like doing, you'll get everything you have ever wanted. Now, this is very big statement, right? So I have read similar thing in the book Eat That Frog. Okay. So it's like, do it anyway. Seize the day. Her 5-second rule states that you have 5 seconds from the moment you have an idea to the moment you take action. If you fail to act within these 5 seconds, your mind will take you out of it. The nature of the mind is to prevent us from doing anything scary or tiring. For instance, you have 5 seconds to introduce yourself to someone you want to talk or to at an event. Send that important mail or ask a question during a meeting. Exercise, strengthen your decisiveness. To practice the 5-second rule, you can start with small things. Make a list of something or things you procrastinate over. Perhaps you put off washing the dishes or cleaning your home. Maybe you delayed calling someone or sending some emails. Write it down. Now select a couple of things on which you'll use the 5-second rule. Make the commitment to use the rule for at least a week. When you think of washing the dishes, calling someone, or insert your chosen task, count down from 0 to like 5 to 0 and take a action before you reach 0. Common mistakes to avoid when conditioning your mind. As you condition your mind to experience more positive emotions, avoid making the following mistakes: trying to implement too many changes at once. Now this is very important. If you, like in the trading environment also, you know the importance of the rules, right? But if you'll make your rules too rigid, and ultimately you will fail to like abide by a single rule, then you'll keep on losing all other rules as well, right? So similarly here also, what we are trying to do is trying to implement too many changes at once is not a good thing for you. You should avoid it when you are giving yourself positive emotion and affirmation. Stick to one or two exercises for a month or so before trying any other exercises. Starting too big, keep it small and make sure the exercises aren't too challenging. Remember, taking control of your emotion is a long term game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. To learn in more about how to create an exciting morning ritual, please consult my book. Okay, there is this another book by TB Maries only, I guess. Wake up call: how to take control of your morning and transform your life. Then there is this action step which is based on the workbook. Okay, so now we are at the end of the chapter. So today we learned about this particular thing, that how can we condition our mind and how can we give ourselves positive affirmation, and very importantly, at least try to apply this 5-second rule and you will see the result in a longer period of time. Try it at least for 21 days. Even if you don't have any faith towards it, just do it anyway. Carpe diem, seize the day. Okay, at least for 21 days. All right, and you'll see the positive changes. And don't give yourself too big of a tasks. Like, give yourself small tasks and try to achieve them. All right, then it will give you a good sense about yourself. It'll improve your self-esteem, and ultimately you'll do bigger task as well. Okay, have faith, everything will fall into its place. And yes, by this we are coming to the end. Make sure that you are giving the answer of the important question that is left for all of you in the comment section. We'll meet next time. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, please take care. Bye bye everyone. Thank you so much, universe. Thank you so much, Radharanji. Peace out.